Welcome to Fuel Your Drive. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Fuel Your Drive. I am your host, Josh York. We have another amazing episode in store for you today. Before we get started, as you know, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. I cannot grow this show without the help from you guys. So thank you again for all the reviews, the likes, the shares. The podcast continues to grow. So thank you very much. Today's topic I want to talk about is confidence when selling. I heard someone speaking about this the other day, and I was just mind blown. Someone was telling me, and this is not one of my franchise owners or anyone in our company, but someone was telling me they work for a company, they really don't believe in the product, and they're not having a lot of success. And I stopped for a second. I was like, wait, what? So I was like, all right. So first of all, why are you there if you don't believe in the product? That's number one. And how do you think you're going to close anything if you don't believe in it? If you don't believe in it and you don't have that passion and that desire to, obviously, continue to push that product, no one else is going to believe in it, right? You have to have that passion, and you have to have the same type of energy and the same type of confidence when you're selling it to someone else. So for example, I'll use gym guys, right? We're in-home and on-site personal training, as you know. We service thousands of cities. We're all over the place, and we help people and we change lives. Do you think when someone's reaching out to us, they're reaching out to us for a reason? They need help and they need accountability, and that's what we provide, and that's why we continue to have success and disrupt the entire fitness industry. Now, do you think if someone called up and we're like, I'm not sure if we can help you, I'm not sure if this is going to work, do you think that person is going to buy and, get on board with our service? Not a chance. You have to be that professional. And the example I always like to give is if you go to the doctor, you're expecting, and you go to the doctor, say you're not feeling well, you're expecting the doctor to tell you what you're going to be able to do to make you feel better, whether it's taking a antibiotic or whatever that may be, or, the advice the doctor gives. But if the doctor's not confident or not sure with what's wrong or what's going to make you feel better and help you, you're going to be starting to second guess the doctor, right? So if you go in there and the doctor's like, Josh, I don't know, here you could maybe try one of these. Which one you think you would like to try and get it? They're asking you what you think you should do. And this is the doctor who obviously is supposed to have the experience. I would run right out of there. Like, I'd be out, right? So when it comes to selling, you have to be confident. And the problem is people don't realize this. Like, most people are probably, not charging enough for their product, and they're undervaluing their product. And the reason they're not even having success selling it at a lower price, which they think would help them, is because they don't sell it properly. You have to have that level of confidence, and you have to, continue to rinse and repeat that and practice and get really good at your pitch and get really good with selling your service. That's very important. And, I see it time and time again that people just, question, people are not sure. And, look, the quickest way to continue to grow your business is, number one, you raise your prices. And most people don't raise their prices because they don't see value in it. And if you're not going to provide value, bring that confidence to the person or whoever's trying to buy that product, then it's not going to work. So at the end of the day, guys, you have to have that level of confidence, and you get that by constantly continuing to practice and perfect your pitch and your craft and how you go about selling that, product or service. So look, here's my advice on what you should do. Okay. And I'm just taking this out of, my book, because this is what I used to do. I don't know for you, for those of you, how long you've been listening to the podcast or no, but I've shared this before and I'll share it again. I'm actually very introverted. Okay. I used to have a lot of trouble really even talking to people. It was very hard for me. I was not confident. I had no sales skills whatsoever. It took a very long time for me to develop those skills. And it took me a very long time to feel comfortable just talking to people, because I'm more of like a quiet type person. But when you know me and when I'm comfortable, I won't stop talking, but it takes time for me to have that level of comfort. But when it comes to actually being live and selling gym guys, I am live, and I'm 24/7, 365 when it comes to that. If I was able to do it, you can do it. And here's what you have to do. You have to continue to be okay with being uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable you are, the more comfortable you become. And you can practice with random people. You could practice with family members. You can record yourself. I used to actually video myself. I'd watch how, my hands would move. I watch how, my posture was. You got to come across with a confident, not only just energy and appearance, but come across with that tone in your voice, the way you make eye contact with a client, the way you present yourself, the way you smell, your hygiene, all that ties into sales. That is very, very important. And I would literally just practice pretty much every single day. So just like you might be studying for a test, or whatever it may be, you're going to continue to memorize that information, study it, rinse and repeat it, and do it over and over and over. And the next thing you know, you remember it like your favorite song. You need to literally teach yourself, like you train yourself to learn your favorite song, and you know every single word. You keep listening to it over and over again. Next thing you know all the words. Well, you need to know all the words when it comes to your sales pitch. You need to know all the words when how to handle rebuttals. You need to know all the words how to handle situations where, you might, be not 100% sure on how you're going to close that deal because the person's not 100% sold in. Well, you got to know how to maneuver that, and you need to be able to practice that and perfect it, and always have something in the backup tank that you can turn to when you might have a moment of freezing or a moment of not being confident or uncertainty because maybe you're hearing something for the first time that you haven't heard before. But the more you do it, I promise, the better you're going to get. And the biggest mistake you can make is not doing it. Okay. Here's the deal. Everyone always starts in the beginning. They start fresh. Not everyone has the answers. Not everyone understands how to do it. And it takes time and practice. So you just got to continue to keep perfecting your craft, continue to just rinse and repeat it, and do what works best for you. But I would highly recommend to keep doing it every single day, 7 days a week. Don't stop. And eventually, before you know it, it's going to be great. And, something also that I used to do that really was helpful, I would record it. And every time I was in my car, I just keep playing it over and over again. I would repeat that sales pitch. I would continue to do it. And eventually I got so good, I memorized it, and I was just the best. And I'm incredible at sales. It took me a very long time to be able to be so good at sales, but that's what you got to do. Guys, I hope you liked the episode. Until next time, remember to fuel your drive. Have a great day. Get out there. Do big things. See you. Legend. Do you know my name? My name is Legend.